department chain says it will be a smaller scaled store. It will be located at the Westfield Orchard Mall and will replace the current Bloomingdale store in October.
Bloomingdales at the Westfield Orchard Mall originally opened in 1995 as a key part of a massive repositioning and expansion of Old Orchard Mall to help it compete better against other newer luxury malls that had opened in the area over the previous few years. Today, the store is in the process of a massive downsizing. They're going to be opening a new, smaller store that they are calling Bloomies to essentially replace this larger store. Until that new store opens in November, they are running a liquidation sale on the previous, older Bloomingdale store. You're looking at the second floor, which already was quite cleared out and appeared to have been turned into the Fixture graveyard, and they were just pulling random stuff out of the back. Like this boxed water cost 75 cents. Mannequins, they were offering an amazing deal, 20% off when you buy 3 or more. They had a ton of mannequins and they were not moving. Some clothing racks. Oh yeah, more mannequins. More mannequins. Oh, and then this lady is just chilling right over here. As this was a Bloomingdale's, I noticed that the fixtures were all like really expensive. They were running these like very small sales, like 15% off if you buy 3 or more, but then we're gonna charge $100 for a clothing rack. These mannequins were $125. Like, what are you gonna do with a mannequin that costs $125? Like, who wants that? It just kind of seems expensive. And then they just left them out like in prominent locations like this, just standing here. It's kind of unnecessary. Now we're gonna go up to the third floor, which is where the home department was. So most of the third floor was empty. Once you got past like this middle section, they had the area closest to like the parking garage entrance still open, but there was really nothing for sale over here. It's really a shame because this store does actually look really good. Bloomingdale's did a great job with this store, and I think it was one of the prettiest department stores in Chicagoland. Here's an issue. They had like a mobile AC unit up here. I don't know what was going on with that. Still kind of like creepy to be up in an empty department store like this. I do want to make a note though that this store's liquidation sale only started like a few weeks before this. So either they shipped a lot of merchandise out to other stores and just left stuff that they can't sell, or they just didn't have a lot of merchandise to begin with. I've been into this store a couple times, and in the past I have noticed that, and this was like a few years ago was the last time I was here, they didn't have a lot of merchandise. Everything was very spread out. So being that this is only like 2 weeks into the closing sale, they might have just not had a lot of stuff to begin with. Macy's is claiming that they're downsizing this store because it wasn't performing well enough as like a full-line Bloomingdale's. but at the same time, they don't want to abandon the market. So the new store is going to be in a former Barnes & Noble space that they're renovating and are going to make look fancier and stuff. Overlooking the mall, they had this like small kitchen demo area and this window, which I couldn't get a view out of it because I had these blinds down. A really nice view of the mall. This store, I think overall looks really good. I really like the architecture style of Bloomingdale stores. And it's really sad to see them close it, considering this store is not that old. It does not feel dated at all. It actually feels very modern and is still really nice inside. The store is also in really good shape, other than the fact that the down escalator from the 3rd to 2nd floor is broken. Big sad. So now we're going to continue on to the 1st level. I'm not done with the 2nd level, so bear with me here. I'm doing this in a really weird layout. First floor was definitely the most active section of the store. That was where the cosmetics, jewelry, the men's department, shoe department, and like they had a salon down here, as well as the main mall entrance. So this section of the store was very busy. They moved a lot of stuff from upstairs down here. For example, the men's store was technically converted to the dress shop. Bloomingdales is very expensive. I liked some of the stuff they had, but everything was just way too expensive for me. And some of it was ridiculous. Like they had these, I would call awful shoes, originally $700, but on sale at a doorbuster rate of like $400. Like, who would wear that? Just being honest. They had even more fixtures down here on the 1st floor as well. They had some arts, more tables, even a surfboard. And there's our drink cup, just While subtle, they are not marketing this as like a closing sale or a moving sale or really anything. Just being marketed as entire store on sale. That might actually be a first for a liquidation sale. Usually they have like some reason. There's no reason. The entire store's on sale. And now we're gonna look into the shoe department. It was very busy over here. The store downsizing is going to be a huge loss for the mall's north end. Still though, I think Westfield Old Orchard will be fine. They have Zara in the same wing and they operate like a massive store. There's also an LL Bean, Crate and Barrel here at the north end. I don't think they're going to suffer from like dead wing syndrome. When I was here on a beautiful Saturday afternoon in September, the mall was absolutely packed, and I only counted a couple vacant storefronts across the entire mall. There's no way Bloomingdale's downsizing is going to really hurt it. Here's the new Bloomies store. It's going into an old Barnes & Noble. It appears they've stripped the building and are basically restarting. Still though, having a massive, big 3-story vacant building overlooking the mall, it's definitely not a good sight. Back into the store, we go into the makeshift children's department. Oh god, there's more mannequins. The lighting in this store is really nice. There's literally lights everywhere on the ceiling. You just look up and you just see tons and tons of lights, and it's like that across the entire store. I wonder how much it costs to maintain and power all those lights. Sorry, but we're still not done with mannequins. And this might be the worst bunch of them all. I had to take a picture, it was so bad. And they were all still expensive, by the way. And then they had these two ones just sitting up here on the top shelf, prancing or keeping an eye on all their children. They're like the mannequin security. You could also buy a box of loose mannequin parts for only $25 if you were interested. They still had a decent amount of women's clothing on the second floor, but despite all the fixtures, all the women's clothing, still a portion of the floor was closed off. The owner of this mall, Unibail Rodamco Westfield, is in the process of offloading all of their North American mall properties. They probably will not want to start a massive redevelopment project of this space, so there's a high likelihood it's going to sit vacant for the time being, which is a real shame. It is a beautiful space, and it's always sad to see beautiful spaces sit vacant, but I guess that is just department stores these days. Thank you all so much for sticking around and watching this channel. I really do appreciate it. I know I'm not the most consistent uploader, but I appreciate those that stick around and continue to watch. There's 2 more videos on the screen now, and as always, thank you.